All right. Okay, welcome. Today, the MS There is Hope, and we'll be talking today with Jerry Kreft in Montreal, Canada. Jerry's been on the protocol almost a couple of years now, Jerry. And
Yep.
uh, Jerry, when it used to be, I kind of coached or counseled a few more people. Jerry was one of those people. And, when he was having a hard day, he'd call me. Um, and this is one thing that I'll say that I'll never forget, and I bring up all the time to people. When I called Jerry at about 9 months, he was having some really hard times, and he looked like a Mack truck had hitting me. He looked terrible, and well, I shouldn't say that, but that's the honest God truth. He looked like he was having a hard time. And then I spoke to him again after a year, and he looked wonderful. He had a smile on his face, and you could tell that the protocol had really kicked in. Anyway, before we get started in our interview today, I'm going to read a little disclaimer here, and then we're going to jump right in here. This interview is from our own personal experiences. We are not talking in specifics, but in general about our experiences doing the Coimbra protocol. We are not giving medical advice or addressing any individual cases. Cases and results can vary using one method or another. Medical protocols and methods of treating MS should be done with a licensed medical professional. Jerry, thanks for being with us today. We look forward to hearing how you're doing now and what the Coimbra protocol has done for you. So without any further ado, jump right in.
Okay. I got MS I was diagnosed MS in 2013. And it took a long time before I could find something to get rid of it. And I found it about 6 years and a half ago. It was a hard time here in Canada to get into the protocol because, as you know, Health Canada and so on will not approve any of this. But in Brazil, they do. And 2 years ago, or more like 2 years and 9 months ago, I managed to get somebody to help me in, and I started the protocol. I was on the protocol for 23 months. Now, my case was not that bad. I had the left side leg and ankle not working properly, but that was pretty much it. I was walking, dragging my foot all the time.
So you had like drop foot in that foot in that leg?
Drop foot, dragging your leg, trying to walk, and so on. But today it's something else, totally something else. And 23 months did it for me. Now, of course, some people are worse. You need more time. But for me, 23 was good enough. And that's it. I'm very glad I found this protocol, and I'm very glad I went through it, even though my neurolog recommends me don't take vitamin D that much and so on. But it's like they don't know, or they don't listen, and they don't watch what's going around. I still did it. I went through the process, and I'm very glad I did. I can tell you that.
Now, who was your support? I mentioned you having some hard days or months there. What did you do for support? How did you get through it?
Calling you, John. Actually, I'll be frank and honest. This protocol it's like some people, like people who train, they weightlifting and so on. No pain, there's no gain. And that's what this protocol is all about. I had rough time pretty much all the time. In 23 months was 23 rough months. Had good days, but mostly bad days. But the results are there, and I can guarantee you I can walk normally these days. It's all done. I'm done with MS. Of course, I still take my 10,000 IUs a day to keep the disease off, to keep it sleeping. But I don't get any symptoms. I don't have anything left anymore. I mean, my ankle, down to my ankle, everything works 100%. and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. I hope people will go through this, even though it's very tough. I've had friends calling me and so on, and telling me this is so rough. And yes, it is. But you got to give in before you get anything out of it, and that's the way it works. And I understood that early, and I went on, and I kept going, even though I was horrible most of the time. I was calling you and John, what's happening, and you talked to me into staying in it, and I was really minded to go through it, and I'm really happy I did. So people out there that are having a rough time, it's part of the game, and you have to go through it. You have to tough it out. It's 2 years of your life for the rest of a happy life, a good, healthy life. You need to do that for yourself. Definitely.
You're one of those people that now I'm not picking on anybody here, but I've had people that get it to be 9, 10, 11, 12 months, and they want to know what's going on, what's wrong. And I remember calling you up, and in that Canadian accent, you're like, well, I'm just going to stick it out. And, you had good resolve. You had resolved yourself to the fact that you were just going to go through it. And once I tell people, it's like getting to the peak of a hill. Getting up to the peak is hell. But once you're up there and you start down the other side, you can throw your hands in the air and it feels good. I remember one time calling you and you had gone to the bathroom at night and you were just happy about how that trip turned out. And that's the way that it is that you start noticing
Yes.
things healing. And
The,
it's
pro-
wonderful. It's wonderful.
the progress is very, very slow, but it's steady and it's there. Some sooner or later you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and find out that you're walking normally. Simple as that. You're rested and so on. You will go to the bathroom. You're walking normally, like you should, and that's how it starts, slowly but surely. But eventually, it will happen. It does happen. It did happen. As simple as that. It's a rough ride, but I recommend everybody to go through it. It's worth it, 100%.
It's hard to look at somebody going through it and say, you just got to be patient, patience, 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 because there's absolutely nothing that I can give you except to tell you it's time. And in my
Yes.
own case, I can't tell you how hard and disheartening it is to see other people getting well. And these are people that coached me along and everything. And here I am at 2 years, and I'm still not feeling like they were at 9 months. And I'm like, why? Well, if you've had the disease a long time, or depending on where your lesions are, if you're a male, I've noticed males take a little bit longer, it seems. Um, it may take some more time, but it comes. You're living proof that it comes.
Yes, it is. It will come. That's for sure. For everybody. For everybody, it will come. But you have
So
to
I
be.
know that recently you just went on a little vacation, and it seems like you're doing life pretty much normal now.
Yes, pretty much. I still have back pain, but the back pain is due to probably too much vitamin D. Okay, but the vitamin D will go away from your tissues in with time. So you have to You have to tough it out. Give yourself 2 years for the protocol, and if you do happen to have a back pain like I did, we'll give yourself another 6 months, and it's slowly disappearing, just like the protocol helped me out. It's slow, but it's there, and it's sure. So patience is the word. Patience is the magic word here.
So what do you think made you do this? Why did you pick the protocol, and why did you do it?
I'll tell you, in 2013, when I was diagnosed with MS, I believe in the natural vitamins, natural stuff, you know. So I tried pretty much about everything that you can find in the pharmacy that is natural, pretty much everything. And what I retained was vitamin D. I was taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. It was getting me, I was better. I was just a bit better. And that was without hearing about the protocol. I didn't know about that yet. So I did a lot of research, and eventually I fell into on this internet site with Dr. Coimbra. So I was right. You know, your gut feeling tells you. I was right. Vitamin D does help. And I found it by myself.
I'll interject something. I knew somebody who had MS, and they told me before they found the protocol that they noticed that if they sunbathed a lot and got a lot of sun, they felt better.
Yes,
And
definitely.
now we know why.
Yes, now we know why. Definitely.
I still do that. I did that yesterday.
Yep.
I love the sun. I love the way it feels.
For
Of course,
sure.
you don't get a lot of sun up in Canada, do you? On the winter
Not,
time.
not a lot, not a lot. Well, we get have really hot summers. Well, humidity is a major factor here. Major.
Does
Some
the
days
heat bother you at all?
the heat still bothers me if I sunbath and it's like feels like 45 here in Montreal, Canada. Tell you in June, July, feels like it's 45. Even in Thailand, 45, it's 45 degrees every day. And it doesn't feel that heavy on you, you know?
Right.
So yes, it still affects me, but a hot bath will not affect me at all. I try to understand this, but that's the way it is.
Well, let me ask you something. If you had something to say to somebody right now and they're contemplating doing the protocol, if you had something to inspire them to do that or urge them forward to do it, what would you say to them?
I would say you're going to war here. You're going to war, and you're the soldier. So you have to go through it. That's it. There's no comfort zone in a war zone. You have to go through it, fight the battle, you will win. That's as
All
much as I
right.
can say.
Well, Jerry, I can't tell you how much joy it brings me to see you doing better. Um, that's what it's all about, you know.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
And I know if there's somebody out there that wants to talk to Jerry or somebody that's scared or something, I know with what Jerry's been through that he'd be more than happy to tell you, and as would I always tell you anything that you want to know about doing this, uh, and getting on board with the protocol.
Definitely.
That's
I'm not
something you.
always on I'm not always on Facebook with the protocol because as this is
Life
past
goes
history.
on.
Yeah, it goes on, but this is only my past. You know, I'm going forward now. So
I often say I'll say this, and then we'll wind up the interview. Um, People get better and they go away, and that's kind of hard for me because I'm a people person. I make
yes,
friends, and I want to talk to them. I want to know how they're doing, but I understand life goes on. They got their life back, and for that we're eternally grateful. Unfortunately, for me, I haven't gotten everything back, so MS is a reminder to me. But to a lot of these people, they don't. You said something very true. When you get better, you don't even think. I don't think about MS and um, worried about anything happening from it or it continuing. It's a distant memory.
you just forget about it like yesterday's headache. You know,
All right,
simple
is
as
that it,
that.
Jerry?
Sorry,
I said, is that it?
that's pretty much it.
I think our time is up here.